your child's pose and finding your way to the space that you need right now. The theme of our practice today, which can be really incredibly difficult to even think about in the current terms that we're in, is cultivating our own joy, because it can be really hard to be trapped in a home with our family and everything feels canceled and with absolutely no end in sight. But we know that our vibe affects the people around us. So how can we take some mental reps while we're on our mat of cultivating joy and happiness and the person that we see ourselves as, the person that we want to be, so that when we go back into our life today, that we're bringing that happiness with us. At the bottom of your next exhale, wherever you are in child's pose, just slowly press yourself up to tabletop position. Hands come underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Rochelle, I'll remind you to check and see if anybody needs to be let in. That was a trick for me. And then externally rotate your upper arms so that the soft, fleshy part of your elbow is forward and the bendy part is pointing back. Inhale, soften down through your belly button. Really soften down a little bit more, maybe even drag your hands and knees towards each other. And then as you exhale, press away, arching through your back like a cat, and press your hands and knees away from each other to find a little bit more here. Inhale, soften down. Exhale, roll up. See if you can articulate just a little bit more. Choke out those last little bits of air. Inhale, soften down. We'll do that one more time. And as you exhale, try to draw up from the pelvic floor through the low belly, right into the belly button. Push it out. Come back to neutral spine. Walk your hands a half to a full handprint forward. Tuck your toes and pike your hips to your first downward facing dog. Exhale and ease down into your shoulder blades. And if you have eyes on me, I'll show you what that looks like. Sometimes we get up here into our shoulders, so see if you can drop down and in, pulling the shoulder blades together like they're going to kiss, and then externally rotate your upper arms again to find a little bit more fire. Bend your right knee and take a big inhale. Now bend your left knee and take a big exhale. We'll do that one more time. Bend right and inhale. Try to draw all of the weight into the left heel. And now switch sides with your exhale, drawing all of your weight into the right heel. Press back. Both heels ease towards the floor. Bend your knees, look to your hands. Tippy toe walk or take a big step. We're pretty warmed up now, courtesy of those push-ups. Inhale, take a flat back. And I talked about this a little bit more the last class that we had. So see if you can bend into those knees and then lengthen out through the crown of your head. Like your deadlift, right? Draw the belly up and in. Hold on to that core strength and then dip through the hips, pressing heavy into the heels. Can you find more work here? And then when you're ready, if you want to release the shoulders, go right ahead. But see how that changed what was going on the back body. Weight in your heavy in all four corners of your feet, drawing your arches up and off of the floor. Inhale, draw up, extended mountain. Arching through the back ever so slightly. Exhale, forward fold. Very nice. We are ready to flow. Inhale, take a flat back. Cultivate into that extra work that you found. Bend deep, step back to high plank. Inhale your chin right over your fingertips and slowly lower your body down. Now your knees are always welcome to tap down, but we're just gonna jump right in. Inhale, baby cobra. And if you like, you can scrub your hands forward a little bit to find a little bit more work. Exhale all the way back down to your chin. Weight in hands and knees, press to tabletop with a strong torso. Tuck your toes and pike your hips. Downward facing dog. At the bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands. walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale your flat back, cultivate your best work right here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw up, extended mountain. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, take that flat back, cultivate your best work. Bend deep, hands on the floor, step back to high plank. Inhale your chin right over your fingertips. Exhale as you travel, either halfway down and hover or all the way to the floor. Now you can draw your heart through the gateway of your arms for upward facing dog or baby cobra. Everyone exhales back to downward facing dog. At the bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float. Nice. Inhale your flat back, cultivate, cultivate, cultivate. While you're heel toe your feet together, big toes touch. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale right up to chair. Nice. Feel that fire that we were building on the back sides of the legs already tagged in. It's ready to work for you. So we're using everything here in the chair, right? By engaging through the inner thighs, we get that pelvic floor already working for us. Now draw it up and into the belly. Feel cavernous right here. I know that's hard with all the cooking we've been doing, but we're gonna do our best, right? Take a deep breath in, and at the bottom of your exhale, inhale your right leg out straight. Inhale, exhale. If you've got a little bit more lift, go for it, my friends. Last full breath. At the bottom of your exhale, stand tall, bend your knee. And now take the right knee and rotate it open. See if you can, see if you can take your time feeling your way all the way around through your hip girdle. Press the heel back, toes forward, step back into Warrior One. Now, Warrior One is our natural checkpoint, our natural recovery for chair pose, right? So we're getting deep into the hip on the left side. Make sure you're squaring those hips forward, pressing into the forward knee, and then taking the 2 feet and magnetizing them towards each other like your legs are scissors that are trying to come back together. See if you can find the shake and shudder here. Take a deep breath in, and at the bottom of your exhale, open up to Warrior Two, maybe stepping a little deeper if your warrior calls for that today. Rear hand to your hip, inhale, reverse. And as you exhale, spiral the hands all the way down to frame your foot, step back to high plank, and flow through your vinyasa, whether you pause halfway to take upward facing dog or you go all the way to the floor for baby cobra. It's your work. Everyone exhales back to downward facing dog. The bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Very nice. Inhale your flat back, holding on to that core strength. Feel the back side of the body, heel toe the feet together, engaging through the inner thighs, and then come right up to your chair. Sit in. One of the things I like about yoga the most is that it teaches you to stay with it, to sit in discomfort, which is a Buddhist tenet of learning how to work through the discomfort, right? We have 2 more full breaths here. See if you can find a little bit more heart opener by pulling the shoulder blades together. At the bottom of your next exhale, inhale the left leg out. There's your pistol squat. Come on, baby. Sit a little deeper with the exhale. Inhale lengthens from your fingertips or the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. At the bottom of your next exhale, inhale, stand tall. Knee comes, quadricep comes parallel to the floor, and then rotate it around. Feel the entire range of motion. Heel presses back, toes point forward, step back to Warrior One. Woo! You guys are working me hard today. So check in with your stance. You might need to be a little shorter. Square the hips towards the front of your mat. Feel the hip here, all the way through into the gluteal, yeah? Toes point forward, heel points back. Press into the front knee, squaring the shoulders. Just one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, rotate open to warrior two. We've got just 3 breaths here. So heel toeing your feet into place, pressing the front knee right over the ankle, drawing the belly in, shoulders stay right over the hips. If you feel like you're being pulled forward, try to pull back with the left fingers just a little bit more. Rear hand to your hip, palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale as you spiral your hands all the way down to frame your foot. Step back to high plank and hold for 5 breaths. So you're either taking that super engaged high plank, or you're inhaling open to side plank on one side for 2 breaths. And then you're inhaling to the opposite side for side plank for 2 breaths. And then you can take 1 chaturanga push-up. We all meet back in high plank or knees on the mat. Exhale as you come all the way to your mat or pause halfway. Take your back bend, either baby cobra or up dog. Everyone presses back to downward facing dog. Easing into your heels, releasing into the shoulder blades to allow the shoulder blades to come down the back, pulling them together like they're gonna give a kiss to each other on your back, drawing the belly in. Just 2 more breaths here to recover. Your last full breath. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale your right leg up nice and high. Exhale as you pull through, knee towards your chin, but instead of coming to high plank, come to cat pose, arching through your back. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee towards your right tricep, pulling your chin right over your fingertips. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee towards your left tricep, pulling your chin over your fingertips. Inhale, draw back. This is the last one. Exhale, pull through, arching like a cat. Make space and step down. Now walk your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Tap the left knee down, coming into lizard pose. So some might want a block or 2. Wherever you go, make sure that you're long from the crown of your head all the way to either the rear knee or the toe, if you want the toe down, or the ball of the foot instead of the knee. If you would like to bring your forearms either to the block or to the mat, take what works for you, what works for your mobility today. Now heel toe the right foot a little farther to the right. Toes come off of the mat and allow that right knee to fan out. Tapping the left knee down, point the toe back behind you. Either a flat hand or a fist. Inhale your right arm up. Lengthen from the crown of your head all the way down to the knee on the floor. And if you like, you can take the right hand and take it to the left ankle. Really nice twisting lizard here. Again, you're always listening to what feels right for your body, what feels right for your mobility, and working hard to stay out of those ligaments by not collapsing either into the hip or into the shoulder. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly come back to center. Walk the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Tuck the toes, bring the knee off, and step halfway up to pyramid. Now, it's always helpful to have your blocks here. So if you have blocks, or a water bottle also does the same thing. I don't know what I did with my water bottle. So once you find yourself in pyramid, toes are pointing forward. The rear heel might come in ever so slightly, but I personally like mine pointed straight back. And once you find your footing, inhale and draw the torso up. Exhale and draw the right hip back just a little bit more. Feel the hamstring, maybe all the way down into the gastroc. Toes wiggle free, root down into all four corners of your feet, and then draw the arches up and off of the mat so we can really fire into those legs. Feel free to stay here. This is a great place to build your foundation, or take your left hand right underneath your left shoulder and exhale your right arm up to the ceiling. Twisting pyramid. Just 3 more full breaths here. 2 more full breaths here. Lengthening through the crown of your head all the way down to the tailbone, shoulder blades pull together, using your exhale to slowly come down. Putting all of your weight into your right foot, slowly float the left foot off of the mat. You can stay here in single leg forward fold or walk your right hand or your right block 8 to 12 inches on the diagonal from your right foot and open up into half moon. I love half moon for getting into the inner thigh, taking the hips from a different approach. If you have it in your practice, left fingertips reach way up towards the ceiling. See yourself like a sea star. And maybe even taking a little bit of the weight off of the right hand. One more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, rotate back to single leg forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release the left foot to the floor. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw up, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take your flat back, fire it up, cultivate your best work. Bend deep, holding on to that core strength. Step back to high plank and hold for 5 full breaths. Again, you have choices, right? 2 breaths here or here. 2 breaths here or here. 1 more breath, either holding high plank or 1 chaturanga push-up. Everyone flows through high to low. Your baby cobra or up dog, your back bend of choice. Everyone floats back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up nice and high. Exhale as you pull through, arching like a cat. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee comes towards the left tricep. Chin over the knee, fingertips. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee towards the right tricep. Yes. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, arch like a cat, make space, and step down. Walk the foot into place, and then draw the left hand to the inside of the left foot. You can leave the right knee off of the mat for now. We have a few breaths here just to settle in. So if you like your blocks on the inside, just feeling out this hip opener. If you like to come down to forearms, go there. If you're playing with it and you're not quite sure, just make sure that you have enough support to keep the chest open. Every yoga pose is a back bend, is a heart opener. So when we take the chest up and open, it changes how our body reacts to what's going on. Just 1 more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, tap the right knee to the mat. Blocks can stay, or you can make any changes necessary. Heel toe the left foot out towards the left edge of your mat. Toes off a little farther and allow the knee to drape out to the side. Taking all of your weight onto your right hand, inhale your left arm up and overhead. And again, you can either take a flat hand, a fist, or you can have your hand on a block. Some of my yogis might have a forearm here. And of course, your body is going to tell you if you have it by whether or not you can keep the chest open. If you like to take that bind, bend the right knee and take your hands either to your blade edge of your foot or the ankle, or sometimes just grasping the pant leg is what's going to get you there. This is a really nice way to open up those hips from all that great work that Rochelle just put us through. Or if you're a runner, if you're doing a lot of walking, this is a really great pose to get into all different areas of the hips. Using your next exhale to slowly come back into center. Heel toe, the left foot back in. This is always that place where I'm like, where did I go from here? Slowly walking the bricks into place. And when you're ready, springing off of the rear foot and coming to single leg forward fold. Bringing the right foot back down, because I almost forgot pyramid. That's what I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Setting your blocks into place. Checking in with your feet. Again, where your rear foot lands all depends on if you can get the rear heel down or not. So sometimes it needs to be a little bit more narrow, or the heel needs to pull in ever so slightly. Just make sure that you're giving yourself the grace to set up in a way that gives you support. Now you can hold here with your flat back, right? We're super cultivating by drawing the belly in and pulling the left hip back. And you can feel that stretch all the way down the hamstring into the gastroc, rooting down into all four corners of the feet, drawing the arches off, fire up through the legs. Now you're free to stay here or bring one block underneath your right hand, lengthen out a little bit more, and use your next exhale to lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Twisting your pyramid. Lots of great hip work here. Lots of great core strength baked right in by controlling our torso in space. Just one more full breath. And as you exhale, slowly bring your left hand down to your block or your water bottle or the top of the weight, whatever you're using, walking those blocks forward. Inhale the right leg up, single leg downward facing, single leg forward fold. And if you'd like to play with half moon, walk your left hand and block about 8 to 12 inches on the diagonal, and then start to stack the hips open. Hand can rest on your hip, or you can reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Seeing your body as a star, just like a starfish. Strengthening out, feeling the inner thigh on the standing leg, which is soft, that knee is softly bent, maybe taking a little bit of weight out of the left hand and trying not to fall over like me. Nice job. One more full breath here. And as you exhale, slowly rotate back to single leg downward facing dog. Inhale to lift it up just a little higher. Exhale to bring the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale your flat back, super cultivate. Exhale, forward fold. Releasing fingertips towards the floor. Inhale, roll up, one vertebra at a time. All the way like a rag doll to standing posture. Shoulder blades pull back and down. Inhale your arms parallel to the floor. Bring your right knee up. Find that balance. And then slowly bring the right leg over the left, like you're crossing your legs at dinner. Some people can take the foot behind the calf. That's not my practice today. Now take your opposite arm, your left arm, and cross under the right. Again, some people like to do same arm cross under, but I like to do opposite. Inhale to reach the fingers up and sit a little deeper. Exhale to draw your elbows right to your quad and press in like you're squeezing out a lemon. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, squeeze down. Drawing the belly button right into the rib cage. Inhale, draw up. Squeezing the thighs together. Use it to incorporate the entire abdominal structure. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, pull down. This is your last one. You can do it, you can do it. Inhale, draw up and unwind. Sending your fingertips straight up to the ceiling. Front quadricep is parallel to the floor. And as you exhale, start to tip into warrior three. Nice. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw through. Don't fall over. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw through. Last one like this. Inhale to lengthen.
10 minutes done.
Exhale to draw through. Oh, perfect timing. Ready? Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold all the way down. Nice work. Release the crown of your head towards the floor. Ragdoll. Maybe taking your feet a little wider. Hands come to opposite elbows. Rocking the body side to side. Shaking your head. I usually say yes or no, but I'm just going to say yes or yes. Yes, we can do this. Yes, I can bring my best self to my life today. Yes. Slowly releasing fingertips. Hang here in your ragdoll. See if you can feel the cervical vertebra by releasing the crown of your head. Sometimes you can feel your neck give way for just a second, and then the natural responses in your neck is to strengthen and hold on to that big head of ours. Take a deep breath in. At the bottom of your exhale, start to roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Slow roll. Ragdoll all the way to your standing mountain. Inhale your arms up and overhead, and exhale as you bring them parallel to the floor. Inhale your left leg up. Quadricep parallel to the floor, and then slowly start to bring it over the right leg. Finding your balance here. And really, balance is just core strength. That shake and shudder that you feel is your internal core stabilizers working to stabilize your body in space. Take your right arm under your left. Either hands come to shoulders or backs of the hands together, or you can take that double bind by bringing your palms to palm. Inhale, sit a little deeper. Draw your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, elbows come to your quadriceps. Squeeze like you're squeezing out a lemon. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, draw up. Can you feel cat-cow here? Exhale, pull in. We have just one more. I'm seriously falling over. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, pull down everything you've got. Very nice. Inhale, draw up and unwind everything. Arms reach up and overhead. Quadricep parallel to the floor. Exhale as you tip forward, keeping the hips squared towards your mat. Reaching fingertips towards the front of your room, toes towards the back. Lengthen a little bit more. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, tip forward. Slow and methodical. Inhale. Try to enjoy the journey through the entire breath, not racing to the finish line or to the starting line. Last one. Exhale. Inhale, drawing all the way back to stand. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Fold forward. Inhale, take a flat back. And as you exhale, bend your knees, hands to your mat. Step back to tabletop. And we're just going to take 6 breaths here. Inhale your chin over one hand and then over the other. Ribs come out over the long edge of your mat. Hips over the knees, ribs over the edge, chin over the fingertips. Exhale as you draw back. Inhale as you draw forward. Exhale as you draw back. Inhale as you draw forward. At the bottom of your next exhale, take a heavy pause. Inhale as you draw forward. Circling around. Really nice healthy movement for the spine, for the shoulder girdle, for the hips. Just one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, take that pause and then just come back to neutral spine, walking your knees as wide as your mat and press back into your child's pose, right back where we started. So the theme of our practice today was how do we cultivate what we want to receive from others by cultivating that vibe within ourselves. And I found this quote in my journal from last year or maybe 2 years ago that I wanted to read to you guys. Jane Goodall says, "You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference. And you have to decide, you have to intentionally choose what kind of difference you want to make." John Muir says, "When we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it hitched to everything else in the universe." And that pretty much says it for me. Take a deep breath in, open your mouth and sigh it all out. All the junk, all the stress. One more time, deep breath in, exhale and let it go.